Leaders don't wake up in the morning hoping to drive their best people away. They don't set out with the intention of creating a place where no one wants to work. The reality is far more subtle. Often, the very behaviors that leaders believe are signs of diligence and care are the ones that slowly push their most talented employees out the door. It starts not with malice, but with fear. A fear of failure, a fear of losing control, a fear that if they're not involved in every single detail, something will inevitably go wrong and the consequences will fall squarely on their shoulders. This is, honestly, a human reaction, but one with devastating professional consequences. This fear manifests in ways that are easily misinterpreted. Micromanagement is one of the most common and destructive forms of this fear-based leadership. It is the obsessive need to control or observe every small part of an employee's work. It's the leader who dictates not just what needs to be done, but exactly how it must be done. This isn't guidance, it's puppeteering. Imagine you hire a talented chef to run your restaurant kitchen, but on their first day you stand over their shoulder telling them exactly how many grains of salt to add. This behavior extinguishes the spark of initiative and turns passionate professionals into compliant box checkers. They start to second-guess their abilities. Ultimately, micromanagement is a self-fulfilling prophecy. While micromanagement is an active form of control, a general lack of trust is a more passive but equally corrosive force. It's the quiet assumption that people will not do the right thing unless they are constantly watched. This distrust manifests in policies and behaviors that treat employees like children rather than responsible adults. It's the rigid 9-to-5 schedule for a job that could easily be done flexibly, or the requirement for a doctor's note for a single sick day, which sends the message that you are presumed to be lying. A trusting leader provides the team with a clear objective and the resources they need to achieve it. They then step back, making themselves available for support, but allowing the team to figure out the best path forward. A distrusting leader, however, will hoard information, believing that only they can be trusted with the full picture. They will demand to be copied on every email between team members, not for context, but for surveillance. They create an atmosphere where people are afraid to communicate openly for fear of being misinterpreted or reprimanded. The entire collaborative fabric of the organization unravels. The consequences of micromanagement and distrust are not isolated to just a few unhappy employees. They create a ripple effect that damages the entire organization. The most immediate cost is really the loss of top talent, highly skilled, motivated, creative individuals. When they leave, they take their institutional knowledge, their innovative ideas, their potential with them. This constant churn is incredibly expensive, impacting recruitment costs, training time, and overall team morale. With the departure of top talent comes a decline in innovation. Breakthrough ideas rarely come from a checklist. While competitors leap forward, the micromanaged company is stuck in place. A disengaged employee is unlikely to go the extra mile for a client. The toxic culture eventually seeps out and tarnishes the company's reputation. The good news is that this downward spiral is not inevitable. Leaders can choose a different path. They can consciously decide to build a culture of trust and empowerment. This journey begins with transparency. Explain the why behind the company's goals, give your people clear goals, and then give them the autonomy to decide how to reach them. Let them own their projects, their decisions, and their results. Shift from being critics to being coaches. Ask powerful questions. What do you think is the best approach here? What support do you need to be successful? Recognize that employees are human beings with lives outside of the office. Offer flexibility where possible. Acknowledge their hard work. Say thank you and mean it. These small acts of humanity build a powerful bond of loyalty and trust. In such an environment, people don't just stay, they thrive.